Hi, good day. My name is Dane King, and I'm the President, Chartered Professional Accountant, and Business Advisor with Stratking Accounting and Tax Professional Corporation in Richmond Hill, in Ontario. My firm currently provides accounting, tax, and advisory services to professionals and professional services firms in Canada. For over 40 years, I provided personal financial planning advice and wealth management advice to professionals, to hundreds of professionals in Ontario, and eventually attained the Financial Management Advisor designation with the Canadian Securities Institute. Today, through my firm, we provide fee based financial planning services to professionals in addition to the other professional services um, offered by my firm. Today, I would like to share some tips on how to better cope with job loss. Um, I believe that it can be a very traumatic thing. I had lost my job in the past, and also in my past financial advisory and wealth management roles, I did have to advise some of my clients regarding losing their job and what to do next, both from a financial planning and a tax perspective. And I know it can be a very traumatic thing. Today, with the coronavirus that is spreading around the world, many people are losing their jobs, and I thought that I could pitch in and give my piece and help someone overcome this problem of job loss quicker than later, because the quicker you're back earning income, less stress there should be. Um, so going forward, I'd just like to talk today about some just 10 tips as to how you could overcome job loss. The first one I'd like to talk about is that you should not take the job loss personality. Maybe your boss didn't like you. Sometime in life, somebody is not going to like you. It's just a fact of life. Maybe due to the virus, business deteriorated, and it was necessary to reduce expenses, and you lost your job. Um, you just have to focus on making sure at this point in time that you receive the benefits in accordance with their law. And in my firm, we work with financial advisors, employment lawyers, and tax lawyers um, to advise our clients who may have lost their jobs to get the best possible package worked out with the employers after being severed. So we use a collaborative approach, working with other professionals to ensure that our clients' um, settlement is optimized by working with their with a employment lawyer or a tax lawyer, as the case may be. Most severance packages from especially the big companies would indicate to you to seek independent legal, financial, and tax advice. So basically, my clients come to me for the tax advice, and if they haven't seen a an employment lawyer or a tax lawyer, as the case may be, I would refer them to those people to work with me and the client to negotiate with their employer to get the best settlement. Secondly, you need to stop the cash burn. To be honest, the cost of living is very high in Toronto and a lot of the cities across Canada, and money runs out very quickly. The most stressful thing when I was laid off was every day I would see my bank balance decreasing, and then eventually had to go into my savings, and there is nothing more stressful than that. So you have to reduce and slow down the cash burn. To do that, you need to work out a budget, come up with a cash flow statement of your income and expenses to determine, okay, what could I reduce in expenses, and could I do something to bring in some extra cash in the short run. the key area to look at with expenses is your discretionary expenses, things like your cable TV and entertainment, etc. Maybe you don't need to have cable TV, Netflix, and Prime video. Maybe you could just have one for now. So you have to look at that, do the cost benefit analysis, and see what you might need in the short term and what you can get rid of so that you can reduce your monthly expenses to reduce the cash burn. The third point I'd like to suggest to you, or tip, is to negotiate with your suppliers, whether it's your bank, financial institution, your utility provider, to see if they can delay or defer any of your payments that are coming due, which also would reduce your cash burn and ensure that you have food on the table. And I must say, if things really get bad, it might be necessary to go to a food bank. There are many food banks in the country, and the money that is not being spent on food, maybe you use to pay your rent, or to pay your mortgage if it really comes back down, because you basically have to have shelter, which is, and then food, and but they go hand in hand. So sometimes you have to have some trade-offs. A lot of the charities also have services where they might be able to help you with your utility bills. So it's important that you explore in your particular city what services governmental and non-profit organizations are there to help you if you lost your job, to help you transition in the short term. The fourth tip is, I think you need to sharpen your resume and spend at least 8 hours sending out resumes to potential employers in or near your area. You need to take a lot of time to figure out what's the next step, which specific sector, which particular type of job that is matching your future aspirations, and they customize or chisel out a resume that is matched or suited for that particular sector, instead of just sending a number of say one resume for every different type of job. So maybe you need to consult a recruiter, or a career management consultant, or a resume writer to help you finalize your resume. Sometimes you have to pay, nothing comes free, and sometimes what's cheap is not good, and what is good and is not cheap. So you may have to pay for a professional to help you get that next job. Now is not a time to be cheap. Now it's a time to look at professionals to determine exactly what the help you need, and come up with an action plan of what needs to happen for you to get your next job, and work the action plan. A good plan is an implemented plan. It needs to come from you. Don't depend on anybody else. This is going to be a test, and you have to be able to overcome this temporary setback. It's not permanent. It's going to turn around, but you have to make it turn around. It's only you. The fifth tip I have here is to get counseling as soon as possible. Hey, losing your job can be traumatic, and it could lead to various behavioral problems. If you still have access to your group insurance plan at work, maybe you find out if counseling is covered, and go see a therapist as early as possible to help you cope with this very difficult time in life. Again, it's not your fault, but if it was your fault that you got laid off, maybe you need to get the help of that therapist to actually identify what you did wrong, what behaviors needs to be corrected, and put a plan in place to make sure that it doesn't happen again. At this point in time, you need to be very honest, take some time to heal, take some time to reflect. But once you don't spend too long on that, because as I said, the money's running out, and your job is to ensure that the money doesn't run out, and get a new job, to move forward, to take care of your kids, to take care of your family, to achieve your goals. And that's the reason I'm doing this video right now, to help you. So you need to pull up your strings and get active at getting a new job. But strong people seek help when they need it. Strong people look to their professional advisors, including therapists, psychologists, etc., to help you come up with a strategy to improve your life. Point 6. If you have been offered a severance package, seek the professional advice of an employment lawyer, seek legal help, seek financial advisory help from your financial planner or financial advisor, see a tax accountant. Maybe it's not a good idea just to see one type of professional because they tend to specialize in a specific area. And as I said, the collaborative strategy where you're working with a lawyer, employment lawyer, your financial advisor, and an accountant might be the best thing in my view because you get a holistic view of your situation. Point 7. Do inform your family and friends of your job loss. This is not a time to be isolated and be by yourself. You need to let people know what has happened, and because that's a very strong network and foundation for you, that support system for helping you pull up your straps and get referrals and get some pep talk from your friends and family to help you get off your feet and moving again. My 8th tip here is to apply for unemployment insurance as soon as possible. Your employer has a deadline with which to submit an electronic copy of your record of employment to Service Canada, and your responsibility is to apply for unemployment insurance to get some cash coming in to help you pay the bills, to reduce your stress of not having a job. You have paid towards that when you were an employee through your EI deductions, and now the government would be there for you to help you provide some income for you to help you get employed again. And maybe this is a time to do some training if you have some cash coming in. There are many programs to help with retraining sponsored by the federal or provincial government. So I suggest to you to find out if there are any grants, etc., in your area in the country to help you retrain and get a new job, perhaps in a new field, because maybe where you were working, they let you go because your job became redundant. It's a digital world now, and maybe digital jobs are where you need to go, and you need to retrain for that new reality. Point 9 is developing a monthly cash flow statement. I mentioned that not much people have a budget. A budget is your income and expenses, but a cash flow statement would show the timing of those cash flows so that you have the money in your bank account at that time when the payment is to be made to pay the particular expense. So don't confuse a budget with a cash flow statement. They are for both different purposes, but to have a cash flow statement, you first best start with a budget. My firm helps both individuals and businesses develop budgeting systems, and also cash flow statements. So you could feel free to give me a call if you need any help in doing one of those. I have a lot of templates, and it comes very easy for me. The last tip I'd like to provide today is that you stay positive. Keep positive and be positive. During this trying time, you need to stay positive and be optimistic about your future goals. A relationship has ended, mourn it, and move on. You have to move on. Be content in what you have and in what you, but not in what you don't have. You could only focus now on the resources that you have to get you moving forward, and you need to be optimistic. I assure you that when one door closes, a better door lies ahead. So what I'd like to suggest, that if you need a one-on-one appointment with me, whether for tax, financial planning, or advice or coaching, You can request an appointment with me through my website at www.stratkingaccountingandtax.com, or you can call me directly on my direct line, which is 1416-270-6608, and I'll be happy to arrange an appointment with you on Skype or WhatsApp or Zoom, depending on whatever video conferencing technology that you're comfortable with, to give you some advice, practical and technical advice. I'm just giving high level advice today, but I can get technical depending on the particular need. If you like my video today, I'd like to suggest that you can click on the subscribe button so that you could receive notifications of future videos being released by Dane King and Stratking Accounting and Tax Professional Corporation in Richmond Hill. I'd just like to wish you best of luck in your job search and achieving your financial goals. And remember to keep safe, and God bless.